जल्दी पता चल जाएगा द 51st February से जियो हॉटस्टार और कलर्स पर। I am every opponent in their face. Let's dance, lizard.
I can take any form I desire.
Awesome! I mean, it's disturbing, but it's awesome.
I think might have been Hanuman Singh, though Mohandas Menon says Kripal Singh might have been and took a catch as well. Devdas Gupta says Mandeep Singh fielded for South Africa. That's 4! And the reason I didn't call it 4 straight away is I thought surely even on this ground that'll be stopped, but can't.
We have one more dedicated
The most difficult shot in the game for a batter to play the mid-wicket drive, but look at the ease with which Daryl Mitchell has played this. Made it look so simple. Straight bat again. Just the timing. Just the timing. Yes, New Zealand have lost a couple of wickets, but after that we've seen some really quality batting from these two.
Jenkins through GitHub Actions also.
Oh, they take the run. Not sure it was on as soon as the shot was played, but this time it's a good call from Young.
Well, Young called it. Mitchell wasn't that keen initially because of what had happened previously. And there's 3 parts to this run. It's the partnership. There's the bowler getting in the way as well somewhat, and there's Kohli. And that's challenging Kohli in his territory. And look at the change of direction Will Young has to, which costs them a yard or 2. In the end, they managed to accomplish it quite easily. There's a little bit of drama, though.
Yeah,
Kohli didn't get rid of the ball because he realized that there was not much of a chance of a run out and there was no fielder backing. So it would have been an extra run. So being aware of that is also so important.
Fetch and git pull. So, but there is a difference between those two commands. Like git fetch is only for getting the latest code into this local repository. But coming to the
Simon Dewar was with Devdas Gupta at the pitch report, and he said he's looked at that pitch, he saw the grass but felt his hamstrings.
Download those changes and make
He was a bowler on this track. Average first innings score. Look at that graphic at the bottom of your screen. That's last 2 ODIs, it doesn't matter. The averages aren't always a great indicator when the numbers are that small, but still. 2 scores in the vicinity of 390.
Currently we are working on some other
385 and 399.
Work like that. So we need to push
From that
it.
point of view, this is a very good start for India.
So,
even as the asking rate starts to inch towards 5.
We need to get some latest changes. We need
An extraordinary test match though. Today I was just starting off as a radio commentator,
before pushing, we need to
and
use this
Jeremy Coney had been captain of New Zealand. So as soon as I finished, I thought I'd just pop across. Brian Waddle and Jeremy Coney doing commentary, and I thought I'd go and say hello to Jeremy. And he came charging out of the commentary box and he said, a little later, if you don't mind, a little later. And he ran down the steps of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The next thing I know was he was running onto the ground to field at second slip. Oh, a little inside edge on the pad, I thought. And then we're trying to figure out on radio, you've got to know exactly who the fielder is and where they're standing. And for the life of us, we could not identify the fielder at long leg. Until we discovered it was a gentleman called Nicholson, who was the camera person accompanying the tour.
It's actually a journalist with a cameraman coming to film the moment where Richard Hadley supposedly was going to break the world record, which he duly did. And I suppose he thought, well, I'm come this far, I might as well hop around and stay around for a bit longer in the test match, and ended up fielding. So did the team doctor.
Then we install the dependencies which we based on our requirements.
32 for 2 after 7.
Then this thing
1983 वर्ल्ड कप का विनिंग कैप्टन कौन है? सोचो कम ऑन सिंपल कपिल देव। जीतो टैब पर ऐसे आसान सवालों के जवाब देकर आप जीत सकते हैं ढेरों इनाम। पर मुश्किल सवालों की तैयारी के लिए है ना टेस्ट बुक, जहाँ से शुरू होता है आपकी सरकारी नौकरी का सफर। और जीतो धनधनादन पर जीतो ढेरों इनाम। टेस्ट बुक प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धनधनादन।
After testing on the package
32 for 2. So New Zealand looking to recover after being rocked early. 2 wickets in quick succession.
Using this Docker images. So through YAML conversation, like
Mohammad Siraj.
Different files for this deployment purposes for YAML configuration.
Good afternoon, Murli Khan.
YAML is a file. It will give this.
Good afternoon, Ravi. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Simon.
Activities.
Simon was hobbling, as Harsha mentioned, that he was feeling his hamstring after looking at the surface. Yes, it does look a pretty good one. Very good one, in fact. It's been good bowling from India and some good fight back from New Zealand. These were the two who did everything for them in that second ODI.
Yeah.
Here they are again. Bit of a misfield there from Shubman Gill. Pretty barren it looks. You've got it, the strips on either side, the practice strips on either side. Lightning fast outfield, so the odd bobble. It's not the conventional field in which you normally expect in other parts of India. Slightly barren, Simon.
Yeah, and areas, afternoon to both of you and to all tuning in. There's certain areas around the outskirts. See just down in front of us there.
Roll means we need to give instructions to the
void of grass, but around the circle it's pretty good.
Actually,
Covering of grass on the pitch, which I just thought would give it that little bit of pace, that if they take that grass off, it lacks a lot of pace at this venue. And they leave it on, it just comes onto the bat beautifully. Assist the stroke making.
And for a first few overs, you will get some lateral movement, as we saw with Harshit Rana. What makes it difficult here for the bowlers at times is, apart from being a good pitch, it's the rock hard and quick outfield and a smallish ground.
I haven't prepared much before him.
Yeah, coming in first change today, Mohammad Siraj, Ravi and Simon, and with the kind of makeup that India have in their bowling lineup, he had to do that. He had to come in on as first change, given that Arshdeep is a swing bowler. You want him to utilize that new ball, and Harshit Rana against the left-handers opens the bowling.
So through this
Mohammad Siraj, again a swing bowler, likes to operate with the new ball, and he's got to do the tougher duties as the lead bowler.
It will be happening for this all those hours. It's simultaneously it is going to happen.
I mentioned the deep at the pitch report as well. I love the atmosphere and the fact that from a spectator's point of view, you feel like you're right on top of the ground as well. A little bit of that grass covering doesn't pose any.
We can specify like that, so with IP address
3, 4, 5 overs, Ravi mentioned, you might just find a little bit of movement.
So username, like IP address, username,
crowd point of view,
need to follow from
not far between the boundary rope and the start of the grandstands.
It's a good start. Just one run of that over, 33 for 2.
I haven't make any secrets in answers. So
I once
there is
went 8 days without shower.
Private wall is for that. So we have we used to follow for that.
When I tell you to stop, you stop.
Okay, yeah, I have faced this issue through the Jenkins application. So Jenkins software. So if we
33 for 2.
When you build in that, so it is going to be a queue stage. Because of that, so we have
just have a look at the boundary rope, then the advertising, and then the grandstand. You feel like from a player's point of view, the crowd are right on top of you.
Queue stays there. If you maintain this,
Very similar to Chinnaswamy.
Okay. Still it is
not
in
too different when it comes to dimensions, and also even in Chinnaswamy you feel you're right up close to the crowd. This is even smaller.
SSH connection should not be there.
When you think of the stadium.
On region, or else,
Yeah, they love their cricket here.
Jenkins
Rich in history.
And
land of the Holkers.
It is going to
Great players have come from here. Colonel C.K. Naidu, Mushtaq Ali.
It won't be trigger that build. Maybe reason means maybe Java. If Java is not there.
Dennis Compton played here as a professional. Narinder Hirwani from here. Rajat Patidar. Recently winning the Ranji Trophy. Part of the Indian team for a while.
Passwords. When configuring the job and all, we can get it through secret area, right? Create the username and the password area. Yeah.
Nicely punched. That's 4.
Okay, Docker.
Now there's evidence of how quick this outfield is, how bone dry the outfield is. Watch the ball bounce after it lands on the turf and races away.
And as a bowler, you always have to be right on the money. Just a smidge of width there. All he's done is just punch the ball into the surface, and it's flown over the head of the point fielder and rocketed to the fence.
There is a compatibility issue there.
So wasn't
Docker came to the picture. So there is
lose
a
a delivery
engine,
either.
So it will be
it's nicely played.
So I can say like it's a Docker is a containerization tool to avoid for these issues and all. So it is going to work with smoothly.
He's got that man in it. Sort of about 4th slip now for the one that goes across the right-hander.
Docker run container ID.
From early on with the left-handers at the crease, swinging the ball away from the lefties.
Docker run container ID, like Docker start.
Still bowl the odd one to the right-hander, but more often than not, just changes that seam position slightly. Looks to go across the right-hander. Throw it in about 4th slip.
And the ball racing away. Beats the man in the deep. One thing here is this is a boundary ground. You see a lot of boundaries and sixes being hit.
Docker create, we can
once the batsman's in. 2 boundaries in this over.
Docker create and following with the name. Any Docker name. Like it's
looking to get to that middle and off stump. Take advantage of anything slightly straight. The face on that really nicely. He was in the contest for some time, Siraj, but it was always going to beat him.
So Docker logs. PS
9 of the over. After 9, it's 42 for 2.
कहां से स्टार्ट करें? 2 नवंबर 2025 को एक सपना सच हुआ, पर अब टाइम है फिर से मैदान पे उतरने का, क्योंकि अब इंडिया के लड़कों की बारी है। एक कप घर आया है, दूसरा घर से जाने नहीं देंगे। वैसे भी हमारे छोरे छोरियां तक कम है के
container information, so you can inspect that details of that container. Docker inspector, some container ID, we can inspect the complete information about this Docker.
Has expected a big crowd for this deciding game. 5 runs on the board.
It is going to live processor server is running, right? So we need to get it. 3 minus H. Yeah, H means like a human readable format. Yeah, displays DF minus H. File system means there are complete Linux file system. There are like lot of things are like it's a
lines
root, slash root,
keeping it back
slash
upon
bin,
them,
slash
bowling straight.
So slash home. Regularly, we as a user we need to communicate through slash.
I quite like this roll from it. It's slightly different to open bowling, but he is an into the wicket bowler. Yes, he can swing that new ball, but I think he's almost at his best when he's just hitting a good hard back of the length. The odd three-quarter seam ball, just looking for something different.
They need to take off for that booting process, but I forgot that there is a one INIT something is there for booting the server. Yeah, you need to
in a certain boundary.
Yeah, it was flying. Brilliant work, and you can see everyone running up to him.
Through logs,
applauding his effort because that was travelling. Thickish outside edge. The third brought into the circle. All it has to do is miss you, and there's no stopping it. It's a good start again to this over.
That's gone through. Yeah, nicely on top of it.
See what Siraj is, he's trying to avoid the onside. Mitchell's getting himself outside the crease, on the line of middle and off stump. So you see where Mitchell gets to. Siraj is trying to avoid being whipped through the onside.
Yes,
just ends up erring a little short and a little wide.
What India has done is continued with a slip at all times, right through these 10 overs. Possibly that's because of the extra bounce that is on offer from the surface. You can see Rohit and Virat indicating at times that keep going with the slip. There is that extra bounce. Even though there have been a few boundaries scored, that slip has been ever present.
Like Java's application is also.
Normally at a high-scoring venue, and especially if there is no swing on offer, captains tend to flick that slip off and maybe plug in somewhere else, but not on this occasion.
DNS names. Whether that application is not running fine, so we need to check it.
Get the single, and the reason for that being probably we're still in power play. So
incoming bound or inbound or outbound tools, we need to check it.
You would have to have men in the ring, just too loud outside the circle, so rather have him in a catching position than on the edge of the circle. Not happy there. Virat Kohli with the bounce.
It's the very same spot where Shubman Gill had a bit of a bobble too a couple of overs ago.
Okay, but it is, I mean, it's open or not, right? Okay.
Now slip drops back to the edge of the circle.
Slash TCP port, fuser.
One ball left. Then power play.
If it is assigned something, it will be coming like one line, like it's a ID. Server ID, sorry, not server ID.
So 10 overs have been bowled. It's a good one for India. 47 for 2.
If you wanted to kill it, you can kill with kill command using this ID.
Two left-handers out in the middle for New Zealand at the start of the innings. Conway and Nichols. Was getting a healthy inside edge back onto his stumps, and then Conway just guiding one straight to Rohit Sharma. It was opportunities. That was a run out. Missed good boundaries in and around the last 5-6 overs. Partnership building relatively steadily at the moment. 42 off 54. Much more needed, though, you would think, on this particular surface.
Yeah. So actually, we integrated with the Sonar Cube as a pipelines, like Jenkins pipelines, or else this GitHub Action server. Yeah.
So Harshit Rana back into the attack.
To detect this vulnerability management and scoring
3 overs before this for 17 and a wicket.
And we need to follow for some quality
that's gone through
as well. So how much coverage it is going to it is pass
a little bit of a hand to it, but it's still raced away to the boundary. And the 50 comes up for New Zealand.
Well, this is an indication. I think they both got a hand to it, Ravi. I think both players actually got a little left hand and a little right hand there and there. It was a right hand from Shubman Gill and a left from Kohli. And it still went to the boundary.
And
gave the fielders no chance in the chase.
IP address, DB name and DB.
You can see the squares so hard that getting the odd ball bouncing a little extra. Surprise the fielders.
It is going to fail.
A very similar story to what we saw in Rajkot. Every time there's been even a little bit of width on offer has been dealt with by the batters, and every time they've been wicket to wicket. The strike rates and the run scoring has been controlled, so something to learn for very quickly. Very good work. Making amends from that previous effort. That was the right-hand side, which was the dominant part of Shubman Gill. This time around, he had to dive to the non-dominant side, and he did well.
He still goes with his right hand, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. It's a dive to the left, but he still goes sort of over the top with that right hand.
Dominant.
This is non-dominant, dominant side, Kartik.
It'll be interesting to see, Simon and Ravi, how the middle overs are operated. I think more importantly from the last game, the way the spinners bowled, that is something which Shubman Gill alluded to you in the toss as well, and said in the post-match that they could have been a bit more brave during those middle overs. It was New Zealand's run chase, how Kuldeep and Jadeja operate, how much of Nitish Kumar Reddy we will get to see. Because that is where the game went away from India in that previous game. Was it Kuldeep 81 or 82 in that spell? Yes, 10 overs. It was just a question of how they operate, especially given that this is a smaller ground, much smaller ground compared to the Rajkot one.
So 6 runs coming off that over. It's 53 for 2.
इस खेल में हम रोते हैं पर हंसते भी हैं, डेयरिंग है, केयरिंग भी। ये खेल एक खेल से ज्यादा है, ये खेल है इमोशन का।
Tata WPL every day 6:30 p.m.
Lady Mary is divorced.
It's a scandal on this family.
Now we must just...
.53 for 2. Good atmosphere around the ground. Plenty of noise. Still Siraj. India have done well. They've not allowed New Zealand to get away. And you see the conditions out there, how quick the outfield is, the size of the ground. Any side batting first will want minimum 300 on the board.
And if you just went back to the last 2 games, Ravi, I think those sides will be higher. 392 on an average. If you're in the vicinity of 400, can you imagine the kind of pressure the batters are under already?
in a situation like this, in these conditions, you need one big over. That could just give you that momentum. 12-15 run over. Oh, lovely shot. 50 partnership comes off. Shot of the afternoon.
First time he's really overpitched slightly, Mohammad Siraj, and jamming that back of length, and Will Young presence of mind to capitalise on it. Just did it? What? It's hit the stumps. That it has hit the stumps. We didn't see any light, but it's taken quite a deflection, Ravi.
Real deflection. And the bail's still intact. Oh, that's a big deflection. Good 6 inches or so. No lights flickering. The bail's still intact.
Tell you what, if you were bowling and that happened, you would be grumpy.
I think what New Zealand will do is they will want to target the spinners today in these conditions. India playing 3 seamers. No Prasidh Krishna today. Harshdeep Singh playing instead. Five of the over. It's 58 for 2.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुमा केसरी।
2 नवंबर को एक सपना सच हुआ। अब टाइम है फिर से मैदान पे उतरने का, क्योंकि अब इंडिया के लड़कों की बारी है। एक कप घर आया है, दूसरा घर से जाने नहीं देंगे। वैसे भी हमारे छोरे छोरिया तक महके।
So just the one change in the Indian team. Harshdeep Singh making the side, and he has done what he normally does, striking the very first over. But after losing 2 wickets for 5 runs on the board, these two have done a good job in this partnership.
Yeah, it was the same duo which took New Zealand to near victory, 162 in the previous game. They've continued from there. 5 for 2.
What a catch! What a catch! It went straight to him, but it was hit hard. And he takes it comfortably at the end. He's too good a fielder to miss out on that. So an important wicket this. Just when the partnership looked like flourishing. Rana struck.
It's short and it's wide. Carved it away powerfully. That's a great catch. It's really flowing hard. Can't believe it, Will Young, but you don't dare hit the ball anywhere near that man, Jadeja. Rana gets away with a short